Hey everybody, it's Kathy, and we are gonna play today. It's a Saturday, cold Saturday, and windy, and so we're gonna play. And we are going to make a beet and fennel risotto. And I went to the store, my favorite new market, to pick up a steak to go with it. And I came across this beautiful veal chop, so we're gonna have a beautiful veal chop. I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend anybody by using veal, but I had to have it. So let's do it. Okay, we're gonna start by heating up some butter, and there's a little tarragon and a little mint in here, and you will see why later. But we're gonna heat that up, and to this, we are going to add 1 shallot sliced up, 1 fennel bulb sliced up, and these are like 4 small beets shredded. I peeled them and shredded them with my little shredderator. And we are going to saute these. Okay, here comes a little salt and a little cracked pepper. We're going to do that. That's going to make it licoricey and sweet and delicious. And we are going to cook these down a little bit till they're a little soft, and then we're going to continue on with the risotto. Our veggies are softening up nicely, and now it's time to add a little chopped garlic. Throw that in there, stir it around, and we're gonna let this cook down for about another minute until the garlic is fragrant, and then we're off. These vegetables don't have to be too soft because we're gonna cook them down with the risotto, and the risotto process takes about 25 to 30 minutes, so the vegetables will cook down as well. So for risotto, we use short grain arborio rice, about a cup. We're going to stir that in for a little while with the vegetables, and then we're going to start adding our broth a little at a time. Okay, we're ready to start adding our stock. I'm using chicken stock, but if you want to keep this vegetarian, you can use vegetable stock. You want to put in just enough to cover your vegetables. Like that. And we are going to lower the heat and stir this pretty much constantly until all the liquid is absorbed into that rice. As you can see, most of the liquid has absorbed. And now we're ready to add some more. Another cup. That should do it. And we're going to repeat this process again until all of this liquid has been absorbed. It's a time to process. Okay, we're there. The rice is done and the texture is creamy. At this point, we finish it off with some Parmesan cheese and stir that in until it's all melted. This helps with the creaminess of all. To go with our beet and fennel risotto, I bought at the Fresh Market, which is my favorite new market, this beautiful veal chop. And we're gonna cook that up and serve it with our beet and fennel risotto. We're going to start with our pan on over medium and high heat. We're going to give it a little bit of spray and a little bit of canola oil. And when that oil gets shimmery, we're going to put our chop in. But the first thing we're going to do is season it up with some salt and some pepper. In the meantime, we're going to take a little softened butter, and we're going to mix in some tarragon. And I have this freeze-dried mint, which is going to give it a nice brightness. Whoops, a little much, but that's okay. So we're going to mix this up. This technique I'm going to use is something that I use in steakhouses. So anyway, what you do is you sear. I have this on medium-high heat, as I may have mentioned before. But you give it a sear, then you give it a flip, then you give it a sear, then you give it a flip. And then after you've done it a few times, you turn off the heat and baste with our herbed butter. And it's gonna be fantastic. Okay, we're gonna turn her over. Nicely seared. Have a nice up close look at that beautiful sear. And back over. Okay, it's probably still a little hot, but we're gonna do it anyway. In goes our herbed butter. I tip our pan. Get that all melted up. And we're gonna baste. Turn. And I don't know if you can see that the butter is all bubbly. When this butter stops bubbling, that's when we stop basting. And another flip. And another round of bastage. And when this is done, we're just going to let this chop rest because it's going to continue cooking. Okay, butter is calming down a little bit, so we're about done. That is the way we do it. Taking it off now. Okay, we have ourselves a pretty little plate. And we're gonna scoop some of that nice red beet risotto on there. Now, if you don't like red, if you didn't want your risotto to be red, you could use golden beets instead, just to do the whole color thing. Seems I need a bigger plate, but now we have added our delightful veal chop cooked with the steakhouse butter method. And get this out of the picture. And this is the way it looks from this angle. And now we're going to cut into it and take a bite. With a little bit of crumbled gorgonzola. Okay, here you have it. Our red beet risotto paired with a lovely veal chop or steak or pork chop or whatever you choose to have with it, chicken. And it's going to be delightful. And looking forward to it. Thank you for joining me on a cold Saturday play day. And this video may not air till Monday, or I'm not sure. Depends on what else I'm doing today. But tomorrow, we're going to have Soup Sunday, so we'll see you then.